Welcome, everyone. This is your man in Japan, Jay Contra, and I'm trying my best Squidward impression. One, because I've been playing a lot. Well, no, not playing, but watching a lot of SpongeBob SquarePants recently. You can find it on Netflix, and so I thought that the best voice that could juxtapose a boring monotone against the excitement of a vertically scrolling shooter, but also have something in common with an airline pilot's voice, would be Squidward. Now, I believe Solar Striker to be a very interesting game because it came out in 1989, which, if I am correct, was the first year of the Game Boy, and was, I believe, developed in part by Gunpei Yokoi, the Game Boy's creator. Now, people will often give Star Fox the credit of being Nintendo's shooter, but I would say that Solar Striker is a very interesting game that no one talks about. Probably because it was just a small Game Boy game that came out 29 years ago. It is oddly enough as old as I am, which freaks me out a bit and reminds me of my own mortality. It is, however, a very enjoyable game, and I think you can find it for anywhere from $3 to $5 here in Japan. I don't know if it was ever released in America. I believe it was. And I believe it's one of the fairest shooters that I have played yet. There's no surprises, but that doesn't mean it's not difficult. Uh-oh. Something's happened. The music's changed. That means the boss has come. Here we go. You just gotta track the boss. You move along his flight path, and you have to anticipate with your shots the direction he will go. Can I change the color palette? No. We're stuck with just this, not monochrome, but very limited color palette. Which actually looks quite similar to how you would play it on a Game Boy Advance SP. I've been thinking about making a video that compares all the ways you can play a Game Boy. Because I think of any console ever in the history of consoles, the Game Boy has so many different ways you can play it. There really is no, honestly, there is no true way of playing a Game Boy game when you think about it. Because the original Game Boy was, of course, the green monochrome, excuse me. There was the green monochrome of the original Game Boy. Then there was the black and white monochrome of the Game Boy Pocket. Then you had the Game Boy Color, which I think may have mimicked the Super Game Boy's color palette. And now how they chose these color palettes, I'm not sure. I don't know if this was just random, if just pixels were given random color values that were translated by the Super Game Boy. Or perhaps the Super Game Boy had special programming directives in it that depended upon the title that you had inserted into the cartridge. Here we go. This guy's kind of easy, but you gotta know what you're doing. I remember facing this guy at first and not playing him properly and running right into him. See, he's not so difficult. Especially when you get the level up for your shot. We've already maxed out our shot. If I had one complaint about Solar Striker, it's that the game is not that complicated. There's no rank system like Battle Garega. There's no shot differences. There's only one shot upgrade path, and that's it. But it was 1989, and it was for the Game Boy, so we should cut the developers a break. It doesn't mean you're gonna beat it the first time through. I played this for a few days and still haven't managed to get it clear. But we'll see. We've got about an hour. I thought I had it. That was my mistake. Okay, watch your center. Fight your fears. You just gotta get through the bullet storm. Here we go, maximum shot. Now these turrets are tricky. At least the bullets aren't as fast as you, so if you leave some room in your behind, you can do a little bit of a retreat, a tactical retreat. It's not gonna kill you, in fact, it's gonna save your life. And something I have to learn about shooters is that it's more important to stay alive than it is to destroy every enemy that's on the screen. It doesn't mean that destroying enemies is not important, it's just slightly more important to stay alive. Although sometimes destroying the enemy is how you stay alive. Here's the boss. Woe is me. Now I have to warn you, there are no continues in Solar Striker. So what ends up happening is that the difficulty of the game comes not from very challenging parts, but just from the fact that you have to repeat the same stages over and over again. Which is probably why I don't see myself ever completing Solar Striker unless I can finish it during this stream. If I was going to do an airline pilot voice, what would that even sound like? It's very hard to do a loud voice, because you have to have that radio pitch behind you, and that comes from deep in the throat, and it's hard. It's hard to make that depth in the throat sound very loud. Now, let's keep with the nasally voice. It's very easy to do a much louder nasally voice rather than a... Well, I guess you can project your voice a little bit. Should have been paying attention. That was my fault. Oh, this guy is pretty difficult. Because he also likes to rotate his shield. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I also learned that in Solar Striker, you have to let the power-ups come to you. Okay, here comes the boss that I have not beaten. I don't think. Here we go. Ah. That's the problem with that boss, is that you have to stay very close to some guns on the front of his body. And he's really tough because they're hard to dodge. I think you can push him back with your shots, but he's a very tough boss. And because there's no continue, we return to the beginning of the game. Now, where did I pick up Solar Striker? I actually don't remember. I don't think I bought this in Hokkaido. I think I bought this when I had this Game Boy shooting... this obsession with getting Game Boy shooters so that I could play shooters on the go. Now, are those supposed to be crosses in space? I don't understand. Why did they go with crosses? Why weren't the stars good enough? I guess we'd have to ask the developers. I wonder if they took those out of the English release. Because remember, back in the 1980s and the early 1990s, people were so freaked out about offending religion that they would remove religious iconography from games. I believe they removed things from Castlevania, but I could be wrong. I know there was some censorship involved. There we go. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. The first boss. If you die to the first boss after some practice, you maybe need to go back to the drawing board. That's when I know it's time to stop, is when I die to the first boss. Take a breather, you come back, and you're better than ever. But there is such a thing as overdoing it. Now I hate those flying bugs because they go to the side and you're not paying attention to them. You're paying attention to the shots that are coming at you. And so they tend to ram right into your side. Should have gone to the left. That was my mistake. Never go to the right. But now my sins have been absolved by that one-up. I wonder if there's a cheat code to get extra lives. I'll have to investigate. Probably not. Does Nintendo do cheats? You know, I can't think of a Nintendo game that has a button input that gives you cheats or extra lives. I guess there is the continue for the original Super Mario Twins. Now, can we beat the boss before he comes to the bottom of the screen? No. There we go. Top left of the screen, personal best. Okay, now the problem with those guys is they come out on the edge of the screen and you're still so slow. That's one of the curious things about this game, is that you don't get any speed boosts, unlike, well, most other games. But you already move fast enough, just not as fast as you would like. So that you can't do big sweeping motions across the board. Didn't even see it coming. That was my mistake. That was a rookie mistake, and you hate to see him make it. Here we go. This boss is difficult. It does ramp the difficulty up once you hit stage 3. Oh my god, I can't believe I just died to a frontal assault like that. No problem. Come on. Come on, your shield is useless against my rank 4 shot. Oh! Wasn't paying attention. My mistake. Now I have to face the final boss with just this single life. I wanted to try some experiments, but I don't think that'll be happening. Here she comes. I wonder if you can destroy each of those firing points. That's what I want to establish. No, I guess not. It's just a hail of fire that is impossible to dodge. So it seems like the bottleneck for this game is that boss. The level 4 boss. How am I supposed to defeat her? And I don't know why I'm calling that boss a her, I just feel like it. Because there's a hail of bullets, I guess you just gotta get very good at dodging that hail of bullets. Now, if you will excuse me for a sec. Oh my god. I think I paused at a very opportune time. I want to test something. Because it says the stream does not have good quality. So I'm going to try unplugging something, and maybe that will increase the quality of the stream. I hope the folks at home aren't experiencing any technical difficulties, but I'm getting a red bar from YouTube. And I have a hypothesis that my capture card is receiving too many inputs. Boom goes the dynamite. Whoa. Those guys came out from the side. They came out of nowhere. Coming right for me. Where did that come from? I guess I gotta pay more attention to the board. Okay, wait for him to go over. Now he's going over. Can we beat him at the top left? No. Well, at least we beat him before he got to the bottom of the screen for a second time. That 4-shot is pretty good. Can we get to 100,000? I sure hope so. As long as we don't die, we should be fine. There's too many of these guys. Oh, we're so close. Just 100 away, and we've got to defeat the boss. Now, we could just not die. That would be fantastic. There we go. That's the business. Seems like YouTube's giving us the green light. I hope that this expert level playthrough has been transmitted in crystal clear quality. 4K Game Boy. As you know, the proper way to play a Game Boy game is in crisp 4K on a 50-inch television. That was dumb. That was a rookie mistake. Shouldn't stay in front of the enemy for long, or you're just gonna get a bullet in the face. Excuse me. Even when you're playing a shmup, sometimes you gotta sneeze. And I hope that the shmup will take that into account, that a human being is playing it, not a machine. This is it. This is the one for all the marbles. We haven't made it past this boss yet. I guess the only option is not to concentrate fire for too long. And to just be constantly sweeping left and right. But it's so hard. I guess use the invulnerability to our advantage. Oh, this is very frustrating. Because this boss is very tough. Okay, there we did it, ladies and gentlemen. It only took us about 3 lives to make it to the 5th level. I can't remember if there's 5 or 6 levels to this game. Regardless, this is our last life. So I don't think we're gonna get very far. Whoa! Those guys are coming out of nowhere. I don't even think you can destroy them. Whoa! Those are wicked fast and damn near impossible to see. Well, this is new. I've not faced an enemy like this. Oh, they're coming closer. Wow. The game's just throwing things at you that can't die. What a strategy, Nintendo. That was dumb. I could see it happening before it even happened. At least the game has a built-in turbo button. I think if I had to keep pressing the B button to keep on firing, I might not like this game as much as I do. However, I would recommend it to the person who likes a portable shooter. Which, especially on the Game Boy, you don't find too many of them. Oh boy, here we go. Level 5 boss. That's a lot of guns, I'm gonna be honest. Does something even need that many guns? I don't even know what to do about that, ladies and gentlemen, because that was a lot of guns. But hey, that's a personal best. I've never made it that far before. But I think we have a viable strategy for the 4th level boss. And if we can pull that strategy off properly, that'll get us to level 5. And then we can strategize against the new boss. Oh, trapped in the top left. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Also, make sure you don't touch the bonus capsule because you'll get rolled if you do. Find your center, fight your fear. Missed a lot of the power-ups. I hope that doesn't make the 1st level boss more difficult than he should be. Although dying to those side-swiping insect jerks is unfortunate, but it's not something we can't overcome. See, even with low power-ups, you shouldn't be dying. Low power-ups is not an excuse to get past a boss. Although having higher power-ups obviously does make it easier. Thank you for the level up game. I will use it to the best of my ability. Here he comes. To me, he kind of looks like a misshapen Inca head. I don't know why. Well, no, not, well, yeah, something South American in origin, perhaps. And I meant one of the heads from the Easter Island. Like, you know, they use in Darius. No, not Darius, Gradius. My mistake. Hey, Sonic P, what's going on? Have you picked up anything recently? Okay, getting stuck in the corner. This is not good. This is not good gameplay. How's live, Sonic? You know, Sonic P, have you ever played Sonic Adventure? I was recently listening to the premier retro game podcast, Retronauts, and they talked about Sonic Adventure. And I think I want to go in and reevaluate the game. Because, honestly, I've never played it beyond whatever was at the demo kiosk in the store back in the late 90s and early 2000s with the Dreamcast. I may have played 2 for the GameCube, I'm not sure. I don't remember. Megalong 69. I'm still blown away by your name, Megalong. Now the 69, was that the year you were born in, Megalong? Okay, just gotta dodge properly. And this guy's easy sauce. There we go. That's the business. But, okay, according to Megalong, the year is 2159. The Earth federal government was established, linking people with a common government against other species. The Earth Federal Army was also created. Are you referring to Sonic Adventure, or are you referring to Solar Striker? We need answers, Megalong. I want to know the origin of your name and the plot of Solar Striker. And or Sonic Adventure. I am not sure which one is which. Which are you referring to, Megalong? Now, a trick I learned in this game is not to go too far ahead, because you never know when an enemy's gonna come down from the top of the screen. And the shot upgrades are the perfect bait to get you towards the top of the screen. I'm stuck over here on the left, but I gotta move right. No, that's the plot of this game. It's hard to tell. I'm not really sure of what is canonical in the Sonic universe. That's the business. I always had trouble with that guy, but I think I've come up with a good strategy against that little mini-boss. Here we go. This is it. The one that will decide our fate. Oh. Rookie mistake. Okay, it only takes us about 2 lives to beat that boss. That's unacceptable. Well, Sonic, I've been okay. This is day 3 in a 6-day weekend because of Japanese holidays and the way the calendar works. Very excited to go see, what was it, Infinity War tomorrow. I know it's already out here, but I'm going with some friends to see it at the mall tomorrow. Well, the mall/train station, because that's how train stations are here. They're like shopping malls. Have you happened to see it yet? I haven't read any reviews, and I don't intend to. I'm sure it will be fine. Oh, you can destroy those things. Thank you, Megalong, for the clarification. A Megalong story about the Earth Federation against other species is not a reference to Sonic Adventure. Thank you. Wow, sold out. I can't believe it. I thought they would have opened the whole movie theater for the new Avengers movie. It has been indeed some years since the last Avengers movie. Although Civil War was 2 years ago, I always thought of that as Avengers 2.5. And I feel like that was not an uncommon opinion. "10 p.m., that's quite late. I think I'm gonna see it at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Apparently 8 o'clock in Japan is considered a late show. And instead of paying $18 for a movie ticket, you get to pay $13. That's quite the steal in terms of movie tickets, I'm sure. I remember seeing a movie for $10 once in Japan, and that was quite the find. I still have to watch Doctor Strange. I rented that movie because renting movies is still a thing you can do in Japan. So I'm gonna try and watch Doctor Strange before I go and see Civil War, or not Civil War, Infinity War. There's too many wars. It's hard to keep all the wars straight in the Avengers movie. No, I have not seen Ready Player One yet. I've heard some very mixed reviews about it. Have you seen it, Sonic? Does Sonic in fact appear in Ready Player One? I feel like he would. Well, perhaps not, because Sonic came out at the tail end of the 80s, and I feel like Ready Player One is a lot about 80s nostalgia. So I don't know if Sonic would be a part of that, since he came out in the late 80s. Oh, that was a rookie mistake. Not even paying attention. That was a foolish maneuver. What did you think? Was it good? I honestly, maybe I'll rent it, I'm not sure. Whoa, how did I even do that? Oh, get me out of here. Get me out of here. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I forgot that the Super Game Boy had that menu. Did I hit it? What was it, the L button? No. Wow, they actually put a Gundam in it. That's surprising. I hadn't heard about that. I don't know if that's a spoiler. Apologies for spoiling Ready Player One if you haven't seen it. But it's got a Gundam. I think that's pretty cool. Although, you know, when you think about it, is Gundam really a part of 80s nostalgia? Because Gundam didn't really become popular until the 1990s in the United States. Even though Gundam had been in Japan, I believe, since the 1970s. Those fire from behind? That's not fair. The guns don't even pivot. Oh, it was in the trailer. Okay. I don't know how I should feel. What did you think about it? Did you think it was good? Did you read the book? Oh no. We're starting to get diminishing returns. I think we can only do a few more runs. It's also difficult to read comments and play shooters at the same time, but I love reading your comments. So if the gameplay suffers, I apologize for that, but I hope you understand. Now, coincidentally, Megalong, I actually do have Rekka. Although I did not pay $1,000 for it. Rekka, there's actually a very interesting story about how I acquired it. Well, it's not very interesting, only to me. But I managed to pick up a complete in-box copy of Rekka off of eBay from an American collector for significantly less than its Japanese shop price. So one day I will stream it. I do want to beat it properly. So there will come the day where I stream Rekka straight from the cartridge. Rekka is... I remember playing it. I bought it for $5 on the Virtual Console on the DS, and I had a ball of a time. I thought that Summer Carnival 92 Rekka foreshadowed everything that would happen in shooting games throughout the 1990s. And I would say it's probably my #2 favorite shooter behind Battle Garega. Now, Sonic, I've heard a lot of mixed things about Ready Player One, the movie, because, well, I've heard people whose opinion I respect say that it was not very good. But then some other people that I respect said it was very enjoyable. So I think I will give it a watch. I don't know if I'd pay $20 to go see it, because that's just how movie theaters in Japan work. But I would pay anywhere from $1 to $3 to rent it. I actually don't even know when it comes out in Japan. It might not even be out yet. Although it is a Steven Spielberg film. And Japan loves Steven Spielberg movies. Here they come. Those side-swiping insect scum. You know, Sonic, I want to be honest, and I want to say I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. Well, I don't know how I feel about a movie that is trying to call back to 1980s nostalgia through video games and other cultural touchstones. How are we supposed to feel about cultural movies that are based upon upon a capitalist dialectic? Perhaps it is the mega corporations that are trying to make money off of the past times when they tried to make money off of us. And I worry that games that are tailor-made for gaming audiences, of which perhaps I include myself, I just wonder how sincere those adaptations are really going to be. Are they going to portray gamers as we actually are? Or are they going to portray gamers as we think we are? And there is quite a distinction between those two facets of a shared identity that is based upon the consumption of cultural goods created by a capitalist system. Should have been paying attention. Rookie mistake. Here we go. Now, if we could not die against this guy, it would be great. Okay, now he comes back to the center, and you fight your fears. And then he moves back, comes to the center. Oh, rookie mistake. Went too low on that one. I think this will be the last run. We've hit 1 hour. And we've made very little progress against the 4th stage boss. He's just too tough. And I don't have the patience to put more time and practice into this game. Which is good. Although it is, of course, no Battle Garega. Or no Rekka. Whoa, that was close. That came out of nowhere. That was not fair. That was too point blank for my own liking. This is going to be tricky because without the powered up shot, it's going to be harder to destroy the outer casing of this sub-boss. That's why you just gotta believe. See, low powered shot can still do the job. This is it. We've got 0 lives. We have but 1 life to give against the stage 4 boss. That's it. That went quicker than I thought. So, we can't seem to get past the stage 4 boss reliably, so I'm gonna call it here. It's been 1 hour playing Solar Striker, developed by Nintendo for the Game Boy, released in the year 1989 in Japan. I'm going to be back in approximately maybe an hour and a half. And we're going to be playing my namesake, Contra, for the Game Boy. It was released in 1991. I hope to see you there. But for now, I have been Jay Contra, saying thanks for watching. See you next time. And mahalo.